This is Lauren. She made over $100,000 just last month.
For the peak 30 days, we made 136,000.
In this interview, Lauren shares exactly what she did. That way you can apply the same to your business as well. All right, let's start the interview. Lauren, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Steven.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for this interview as the timing could not be more perfect. I actually just got done finishing a challenge for the channel where I built a brand new Etsy business from scratch. We set it live. We track sales over the next 30 days. I will put a link in the description below for anyone who wants to go watch that. But the whole time that I was tracking sales, I kept wondering what if I launched that product at a more optimal time? What if I didn't constrain myself to just 24 hours? Or what if I gave that prototype all of the attention that it needs to do everything with excellence? How many more sales could I have made? Well, I found somebody who did just that. Funny enough, you launched the same product at the same time for, I think, the same niches, and you gave that product all the attention it needs. You did everything with excellence. And as a result, you made exponentially more sales. So I'm really excited to just dive into what you did, how you did it. That way people watching can implement that in their business as well. So before we jump into the interview, for those that don't know you, would you quickly introduce yourself of who you are, maybe what you do, and maybe an update since the last time we've had you on the channel?
Yeah, so it's been about, I think, a little over a year since I was on your channel last with my husband, Connor. But during that time, we were working full-time, both of us, and doing our Etsy businesses on the side. And fast forward a year later, we've actually decided to quit our jobs and go full-time into our Etsy business. So we're fully pursuing our two shops that we currently have and growing that. And it's been an incredible experience. And then on top of that, we've been incredibly blessed with the opportunity to coach with Inner Circle Prince. And we've coached about 154 people since we've done that within the past year. And it's just been such a beautiful opportunity for us to walk alongside people and help serve them and reach their potential goals. And yeah, so we're super excited, and that's where we're at currently, which is, yeah, just continuing to grow, which is great.
Fantastic. Also, congratulations on being able to quit your job. I didn't realize that was an update since this last year. I hope you don't
Thank
mind,
you.
but I have loads of questions for this interview because I really want to just break down exactly what happened over these last 30 days. So the first question that I'm sure everyone is wondering before we dive into the details, very top level, how much money did you make going into this Mother's Day rush?
Yeah, so the peak 30 days we made 136,000, which was incredible. It was actually our peak season we've had since going full time, actually ever. So it was really cool to see that the sky's the limit for us now that we're full time, and we have a good team that's just doing it together. And so those numbers didn't just happen overnight for sure, but we have a wonderful team. Three of us, my husband, me, and our incredible VA who just is instrumental to our team. So those numbers are powerful, but it didn't happen overnight, and we're really grateful for what we've been able to build.
That is crazy. So essentially going from a six-figure year to now you've had your first six-figure month. That
Yeah.
is not a run rate. That was cash collected within a 30-day window over $100,000. So to kind of put that in perspective, the product that you launched, what was the product specifically that led to those sales?
Yeah, so we didn't see this one coming, but the 40-ounce tumblers got released with Inner Circle Prints right as we got into the peak season for our build out for Mother's Day, teacher appreciation, and nurse appreciation. And so we decided to transition and actually go from what we were doing with frosted cups. And we saw that there was just more potential and value with the 40 ounces. And so we just jumped on board with that and started listing. I think within 2 days that Jesse released the 40 ounces. And we saw sales within a couple days, if not the day after we posted them, which was just, it was eye-opening for us, but it's also eye-opening for people that are wanting to pursue, this type of opportunity with this particular product.
Yeah, the fact that you got sales organically, maybe from ads within days of launching a brand new product. Normally, I give Etsy weeks, like 2 weeks before I expect any sales. The fact that you got sales within days, that kind of shouts from the moon, this product is going to work. So, and essentially, from the challenge that I just finished, I launched the exact same product, the 40-ounce tumbler. I saw that there was one shop that launched that product last year, going into the exact same time frame. It had thousands of reviews, which tells me they've had thousands of sales. So, one product with one design sold thousands of times going into those same exact three niches, which is teacher appreciation, it's nurse appreciation, and it's Mother's Day. Those three niches kind of complement each other for trifecta effect of like an early Christmas mid-year. So it's really cool that you launched that same product, saw the same exact three niches. And then I think you mentioned that you sell other drinkware products. So you launched the 40-ounce tumbler. You also were selling other drinkware products, probably selling with similar designs in those same three niches. How did the 40-ounce tumbler compare in terms of sales with the other drinkware products that you sell?
Yeah, it was eye-opening. Again, I said that earlier, but it really was. This product is just, it's the number one product in the drinkware product category, which I think is just wild. So it blew out of the water with the other products that we had, the 20 ounces, the frosted cups, and we did mugs too, but the 40s just topped it. It was actually most of our sales were these 40s. And I just think that the reason for that is the supply and demand it's just here right now. There's not a lot of supply for a lot of people, which is, the part that really helped us have success. And then the demand is so high. We have, the Stanleys are out there in the world, but the one thing that stands out with this particular product that we can sell on Etsy is you can personalize it. So it adds that extra layer of value that, surpasses the Stanley in that particular way, which is fantastic. So yeah, this is definitely the number one product right now. It's a beautiful opportunity for a lot of people.
Yeah, I feel like whenever there's like a new product and going into a category, like it does really well because it's like a proven category. Like drinkware is a proven category on Etsy, but when a new product launches into the marketplace, there isn't a lot of competition, so you get a bigger slice of the pie. Like when ICP launched the 20-ounce tumblers, I think a year or two ago, like those were super hot for the first couple of years. Now there is the 40-ounce tumbler. It's a trendy product, less competition, so you get more of that pie of the drinkware. For anyone who is interested or maybe wants to pursue looking into the 40-ounce tumbler, I will put a link in the description below, as I know that ICP, depending on the time that you're watching this video, is doing a 4-day challenge, a live challenge, where you can go to this live event. They're going to go over the product type, the listing images, creating designs, and getting that product live. That way, within 4 days, you can be selling this 40-ounce tumbler. I'll put a link in the description below. All right, moving on to the next question. So we kind of discussed like the niches, like the product type is the 40-ounce tumbler. The niches were the teacher appreciation, the nurse appreciation, and Mother's Day. In terms of, I think you mentioned you launched 70 designs during this window. Out of the 70 designs that you launched, what percentage of those products were personalized?
Oh yeah, we're 100% personalized here. That's the biggest thing with Etsy is you get that opportunity to be able to have that value that you can't get in other stores or anything like that. So yes, we are 100% personalized. It's a lot of work, but it's something that adds a lot of value and people cherish that immensely. So yep, 100% personalized here.
All right, you heard it, guys. 100%
Yeah.
personalized. Etsy is a giftable marketplace. We went into a gift season. People were giving gifts to their teacher friends, giving gifts to their nurse friends, giving gifts to their moms and grandmas. And what better gift to give than to have their name on it, right? So personalization, giftability, they go hand in hand. By just adding a name to a design that you already created can make it sell that much better on Etsy. So again, I'll put a link in the description below where you can check out HelloCustom, which is our personalization automation tool for Etsy sellers. That way, when a personalized product sells on Etsy, HelloCustom will automate the personalization for you. That way, you don't have to do it. We also integrate with Inner Circle Prints. That way, if you sell personalized 40-ounce tumblers, again, HelloCustom will automate the personalization and fulfillment process for you. I'd love to kind of get into the numbers if that's okay. So what price point did you sell the 40-ounce tumbler for on Etsy?
Yeah, we played with a couple different price points, but we finally settled on, we thought 40 was about the right price point. However, I say that with some grace because I think that there is potential to push that number. And the reason I say that is one, I talked about the Stanleys in the beginning, but that price point is about $45. And another thing that we kind of realized was when we forgot to set our sales, because that happens, we realized that people actually still would buy. So it could get to the point of $60. So I say that range in a graceful way because you could play with it. And within this market, particularly in the product, there's a lot of leeway at the moment. And like I said in the beginning, that's not going to last forever. So you can kind of play with the price point that you want to do for your shop. But we did settle on 40 for now, and that definitely can change as we get deeper into this product.
All right, so 3 follow-up questions came to mind as you were speaking, if that's okay. So when you say $40, is that $40 a front-end price plus shipping?
Yes.
And then do you have the $35 free shipping guarantee for this product?
No, we've turned that off completely.
Okay, perfect. So $40, that's plus shipping. You do not have the free shipping guarantee. So if they buy one or if they buy three, they're paying shipping no matter what. And then the last question was, did you guys leverage a low display price for the product?
Yes, we did. We had another product that complemented the 40 ouncer really well, and we were able to use that to do the low display price.
Yeah, super smart. So essentially, those that don't know, a low display price is Etsy displays the lowest variant at the click through level. So that if you see a t-shirt for $9.99, it looks super cheap. You get the click, you click into the variations. Maybe it's their small pink that's $9.99, but the other sizes might be $17.49, for example. So by leveraging a way or a variation or an alternative product to get a lower display price, you get more clicks. Now you have the opportunity to sell your product. So I think you mentioned earlier in the interview that you got sales within 2 days of launching the product. So I'm assuming you leveraged Etsy advertising. Did you run ads? How did you get rank? And how did you drive sales for this product during the rush?
Yeah, we're a big believer in ads. We definitely watch our ads very closely because it can get a little crazy if you just let them run. So we definitely watch them very closely, but we utilize them very much so because it helps us drive rank, and we see it as an opportunity to fuel the fire that we've created, especially in this type of season or any really busy season. It's a great opportunity to utilize ads. So yes, we utilize ads, and yeah, it helped us get to the number that we achieved, which kudos to ads and organic sales. But yeah, we used ads.
Yeah, so I've tested so many different ways to drive rank, to get sales, all the way to the point where we were running Facebook ads for Etsy store, running Google ads for Etsy store. Like we tried everything, and I just found that the most easiest, the most straightforward way to drive rank and get sales is just leveraging Etsy advertising. Etsy, people are going to Etsy with the intent to buy, right? It's a marketplace. They're going there with a search term, mom tumbler. And if you have a product for that, you have a product for their search term with the intent to buy, it's way more, I think, profitable to invest for that versus anything else. And I like to use the rule of thumb that like 80% of sales are acquired on page one, right? So if all the sales are on page one, if you're not on page one, we had a Mother's Day rush. 80% of that rush was on page one, right? So if you're on page two, you might have been like, where was Mother's Day? I missed it. Everyone had all these sales. Where were my sales at? They were all on page one. So if you're not on page one, the way that you can get shown on page one is by leveraging Etsy advertising. So your organic might be on page 5, maybe page 10, but you can pay Etsy to display your product on page one. This one will start getting sales. And as this gets sales, it's going to drive organic rank for your product to eventually this is on page one. So the easiest way to get seen, to get sales, to drive rank, to get those organic sales, that's where the profitability kicks in, is by just turning on Etsy ads for that product. You did mention earlier in the call that you are a coach for Inner Circle Prints where people can work one-on-one with you. I will put a link in the description below, but if anyone is interested in maybe working one-on-one with you, what does it look like and where can they find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, it's been a great opportunity for me and my husband. We get to work alongside all these wonderful people and help them achieve their goals. Something that I like to point out is that we're actively selling on Etsy, so we're actively within the market, which is something that's unique. We actually can work alongside you and share with you what we're going through or things that we've gone through in the past, and then you get the opportunity to work one on one with me or my husband, like this, where we can meet. And then you also have the opportunity to message me in Slack at any time that you have questions at all. But to find more information about that, and if you're interested in signing up to get coaching, you can click the link below that Stephen will post.
Yeah, guys, I cannot recommend coaching enough. Like when I wanted to be an entrepreneur and make money online, I failed my first 10 online businesses for the first 3 years. There's so many highs and lows in businesses, but if you're able to find someone who's been there, done that, and they can just show you along the road, they can take that highs and lows and just straighten it out. Exponentially saving you time, exponentially making it way more straightforward and easy. That the difference between all my failed businesses and me actually finding success on Etsy was I had a coach, which was Jesse. The founder of ICP was my coach for Etsy. He was the one that showed me the way, my mentor to $3 million on Etsy. So again, cannot recommend the program, cannot recommend ICP, cannot recommend Lauren, her husband, and Jesse enough for that. So thank you so much, Lauren. Are there any other final thoughts or advice you want to share with the people that are watching?
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway that I would encourage people is that you absolutely can do it. I mean, we're walking testimonies of that. It definitely takes a lot of work. It's not something that just happens overnight. So I just would encourage you to stick with it and lean into whatever process you're following, whether it's with Inner Circle Prints or another one. Just lean into that process and follow it all the way through, and you'll see the results that you're hoping for. But it's 100% possible, and like I said, we're walking testimonies of it, and Steven also is that too. So yeah, continue to stick with it, and you absolutely can do it.
Fantastic. Love it. You will only fail if you give up. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Yeah. Thanks, Steven.